What's up, everyone? Kaiju no Kamen here with
Silver Quill
and
Cruellica Kain.
And we are here to talk about Donbrothers episodes 22 and 23.
Which is kind of going to be a race to the finish. I don't know, but these episodes were very interesting. I actually loved the manga episode. The continuation of the last manga episode.
We thought that she quit after that one time. And then it turned out she went back to work for him for several days and has been skipping work since.
And she now just learns his name.
Just now, but meanwhile, even the master is not the least bit concerned that she's been missing for 3 days.
No, she's been gone for a few days.
She's been missing work. Oh, you're slacking. Well, she's getting the crap kicked out of her in a fight.
But I did like the fact that for the manga episode, when you're seeing like the manga chapters brought to life, that all 4 of the male counterparts from the team are visualized. So,
And Sonoza, Sonona, and Sonoi.
Yes. But, so, one thing I did find out online, I
get their names right this time?
Yes. And even if you didn't, are you really that worried? But anyways,
I'm trying to memorize their names.
So the one really cool thing about the episode, if I can find it, is that all 4 of the male counterparts are actually based on actual mangas. So, like Tsuyoshi doing the teacher is actually based off of Eikichi Onizuka.
GTO. Which
that I got. And then Oni Sister's alternate costume resembles the toy magical girl Poitrine from Fuzishi comedy series La Belle Filet Masque Poitrine.
Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, I am. Yes. But they're all based on, like, different things for various mangas. I kind of got the Onizuka feel, or GTO. And if you've never read GTO, watch the anime, watch the live action series, shame on you. It's incredible. I love GTO.
Well, I've watched and loved the anime. I didn't know about live action.
Yeah, there's 2 live action series. I have them, so if we ever...
Oh, there we go.
But, great series. And I like the fact that they had fun with it. And then, every time she gets into a slump, she does the festival dance that, Momoi's vassals do.
Which, I'm still wondering if they're sentient or not.
I don't know, but I had a lot of fun with it.
Well, that's what really excelled the comedy. I mean, it's fun to see her making these faces at the camera when she's in a slump, but it takes it to an 11 by having the dancers celebrate, oh, we're in a slump, slump, oh, what a slump.
And Sonoza is so hilarious with it as well, as the actor does deadpan. So incredible.
Deadpan with lots of eye movement.
Yeah, his eyes are darting helter-skelter.
Well, and I like the fact that when he rejects, he goes the extra mile and rips it all up. And then the second time when he's rejecting and ripping it all up, he's tearing it with his teeth and everything.
And eating it.
And I'm like, that's commitment.
I was hoping they would have had listed the actor that played,
Yeah. But he's not in any Sentai. I've looked.
Okay, because he looked familiar.
He actually apparently played a side character in the series I've watched called Hanuyori Dango, but for season 2. But you would have never watched it.
I don't want you to talk about your dango. It just sounds...
Boys over flowers. But I really love this. I love both of the episodes.
Well... No, so this one, yeah, it was great, the manga stuff. I love, though, that every time every time Haruka gets taken to the battle, Sonoza's back is turned, and he does not notice.
And then he shows up at the battle and is attacking. He's going after the goose that laid the golden eggs.
And then we have a mini competition against the the accuser of her plagiarizing, who apparently wears a bunny costume.
I'm thinking of the Avengers and not Marvel Avengers.
Oh, the 60s show?
The 60s show and the movie where Sean Connery was in a teddy bear costume for some unknown, ungodly reason. But, I look at that and I'm just thinking, yeah, that was a thing. Why am I remembering that horrible thing?
All I know is I'm like really wanting to know who this Shima Naoki dude is. Is it actually...
And it looked like by the jawline when they were lifting up the mask a little bit to eat their plagiarized beef stroganoff.
Yeah, plagiarized.
Which I was a little disappointed because anytime I make beef stroganoff, it always has egg noodles. But it must taste good with rice too, but...
You know, you can get beef stroganoff where the noodles and the sauce are separate.
Yeah.
We can just chuck...
That defies the point.
I'll take the noodles and we can... it's at Costco. I'd bring it over.
But that defies the point.
But I would be willing to try it with rice.
Or with soba noodles.
That could be good too. But but the jawline looked kind of masculine. And if you don't know what I mean...
I was thinking the whole time, was it going to be her... mama-loving boyfriend?
Oh, God. Not him.
No. But it was very masculine shaped, and...
What if it's a Rule 63 her?
You mean like a reverse version? Reverse gender version?
Yes, Rule 63.
Well, the other thing I was thinking of, was some type of clone of her.
Because if it's...
I've never heard of Rule 63. I know Rule 64.
Maybe I'm getting the number wrong.
Doesn't matter.
Anyway. But there's apparently a rule about a gender swap.
But overall, the episode was not kind of fun. It was definitely fun.
No, it's Rule 34 and Rule 63.
Well, I like how we had Denjimon, Mega Ranger for the monster, and because he was Denji, whatever the monster's names are. Yeah. But I like when they turn into 5-man, and we've got, oh my god, I can't think of his name now. Jiro running into, go to help them, and they push him aside, like, nope, because this is 5-man, can't do that.
And besides, they were even talking with him earlier, your alternate personality is a double-edged sword. You could very attack us, except for Taro, who just...
Oh, I love this. This was like one of my favorite things outside of the Haruka stuff. When Taro defends him, and then he leaves, and Jiro follows him, and he's like, "You believe in me, you support me." And he's like, "No, you have a Don in your name, so we're probably from the same clan." And he's like, "Oniki."
Well, I love
Aniki.
They just stand still as the camera just goes like...
And Momoi, like, subtly backs away, and he's like, "Nah," and walks. And I was like...
And then we had... For Haruka's manga, that Kabadan scene.
Oh, the Kabadan. I don't like the Kabadan. Don't do Kabadan. That is... Or rather, ladies, if some guy Kabadans, puts a hand in his wall and leans into you, kick the balls. Just go for the balls.
Balls to the walls.
But, he's on the wall, his balls are the target. Give him a good whack.
But I thought that was all fun and games. So... The next episode, we have a few things going on.
Well, we find out that the Beastos apparently don't like each other.
Well, they're beasts. They each have their territory.
I was going to say very
that
territorial.
scene was so awesome, especially when we
got to see his bestial form.
I thought we saw it before.
We have.
We have, but it was so cool to see it mid-battle.
And losing.
But watching Natsumi do her movements again with the twitching and everything, that was so cool.
I'm like, Ju-on so much.
That was so awesome.
I kind of like, so it's a law school student who becomes a monster because he's in a coffee shop, which made me think of you because I know you go to coffee shops sometimes and hang out there.
Ranger.
But he is like so like, and I think all of us have gotten in that zone where we're so concentrating,
danger zone,
so focused, and then you hear like knuckles cracking, somebody talking or things, and it becomes so glaringly and blaringly loud. You're like,
or a kid saying the same thing over and over and over.
Why?
But
why?
And then he turns into Geki Ranger, and I like how he says shouty shout. Because John, because I don't know if you've seen Geki Ranger.
I haven't.
So in Geki Ranger, John,
the Red Ranger, who's the main character, he does that kind of it's like pseudo alliteration. We'll say like shout. He would say something like shouty shouts, something, because he's basically was raised by wolves, so to speak. No, he was raised by pandas.
Literally, yeah. But
so he has his own language.
Red pandas or white?
Just
pandas.
Regular pandas.
Is he pandying to the audience?
Yes, he's pandying to the audience. But so that was kind of cool to have that reference. I wasn't a huge fan of the costume, but
I liked when he grew big and turned into the bat version with the fans that the Geki Blue had.
But I did like in this episode how you had Jiro go back to his hometown. Apparently had a selfie, which I don't know how he would have taken that selfie, because that didn't look like a selfie. And
well, maybe it was from when they were all trying to be civil servants.
Oh, that's a good point. So he goes to the bathroom, leaves his phone, and they're all like saying, "Oh, maybe this has to be CGI or costume."
They haven't seen Inu and Pheasant's brothers yet. They don't know how tough the CG can be.
But yeah, and then when he transforms in front of the girl and just leaves, and she's like, "What?"
Real.
Well, actually, I really like this because one, up until now, Popsicle Girl has been pretty awful.
Yes.
She's calling him idiot. She doesn't really believe in him. Here, one, she's actually the first to praise him, and not even when he's not in the room.
Yes.
And leaves the group and just sort of affirming, and he needed a little affirmation. And yet, for her, he transforms, and for once, she's speechless.
I love it.
And not lazy, not like lethargic energy. She's very much, what? And he's off, and he is restored. So I'm grateful. I guess I feel a little bit bad for Inu brother. What's his name?
Tsubasa, yeah.
Okay, well, Tsubasa, he keeps coming close to seeing his love, who is Pink's wife. And I keep waiting for this confrontation, but I'm suffering dramatic blue balls here.
Well, because there's so many close calls, and there was like 2 in this episode. Because one, you have Tsuyoshi and Miho walking past, and it's walking past these not ferns, but bushes, where
he was sleeping.
Tsubasa Inuzaki was sleeping on the other side. He hears Miho, Natsumi talk, wakes up in a jolt looking for her, and they're gone. Because apparently, once they get past that bush, they jet out of there. And then, when he gets grabbed by Natsumi, or Miho, and she passes out from what have you, he goes to Tsuyoshi's home to ask for help, and Tsuyoshi is, well, obviously at work, but not there to help him.
But having that scene between the 2 bestials was pretty awesome.
And
But yeah, the CGI was so bad.
Well, the odd thing was that there was much heavier use of a puppet.
Mm-hmm. A doll, so to speak.
Black just to be held, and I found it a little creepy. I said, maybe it's not so bad being a dog as he's nestling upon her bosom. And I'm like, okay, pal, just don't start marking your territory around her.
And then I like, though, when... Now I lost my thought. Oh, well.
Well, let's just agree that the moral of this story is don't piss off a Corgi spirit. Because, goddamn, that dog did a number on him.
To the point of turning him into a dog.
I didn't know that Corgis could be that vengeful. I mostly just know them as spoiled.
But how?
I just know them for always seeing.
All I want to know is, does Japan have these walking black dogs just that walk around on their two legs, walking around all the time in Japan? Because everyone's just acting nonchalant, like, oh, a dog.
Well, except for those two bitches who start throwing stones. I'm like, they're worse than anyone in this episode.
But then again, in Japan, well, I know it's not Japan, but in the manga for One Piece, they think of Chopper, who's a reindeer, as a raccoon dog.
Well, he's a tanuki. They think of him as a tanuki.
Tanuki, yes. Which translates to raccoon dog.
But why would you throw rocks at a dog?
That aggravated me because I have never... Like, the only time I could see somebody doing that is if the dog was, like, feral...
And attacking
and trying to attack you.
But the ending was so hilarious when the dog moves on and Inu is licking the thing, turns back to normal. He realizes he's turned back to normal.
I don't think he's quite out of the dog mindset just yet.
Well, that admittedly creeped me out.
And then but then the little girl who had stopped petting him, and then just whatever.
No, I think she was like,
okay.
Because honestly, if I was a little girl and I had taken home a pet dog, and that pet dog turned into a grown man, I'd be like, Mom! I would not be so calm.
But, back to the girls I hate. Look, I'm sorry, but if I'm going to condemn the whole Grongi species, I sure as hell have it in for two teenagers who throw rocks at dogs. Because it talks. Oh, a dog that talks. Oh, that's what wonders. Let me throw a rock at it.
No!
Why doesn't the Corgi curse them?
Hey, at least the Grongi was just following his own nature.
His nature was to die.
He's got a point there.
But
twice.
Alright, and then another favorite scene was when we have Ryutaro separate.
Ryutaro?
Or,
Jiro.
Jiro, yeah.
He turns into his alternates.
See, when he separates into the two, and they're everyone's like, oh.
Well, I liked how they made that fit, the way everything went, because you got to see them both transform into the dragon and tiger separately, and I liked when they did their Robo-Taro mode.
The mech mode.
The mech mode.
When he's capturing the tiger.
No, I'm thinking about the fact that when they're going to pre that, when they're both fighting the monster at normal size, and every time, because they're now a tiger and a dragon, every time the tiger attacks, it's doing as much friendly fire as it's doing damage to the monster, because Jiro says so many times to his evil counterpart, Evil Ash, I'm just going to go there, that he's like, please stop attacking me.
I'm going to go with cursing tiger, hyped up dragon.
I like that.
But no, I liked, though, when they transformed, well, first of all, having the other Rangers be Die Ranger was freaking awesome, and I can't believe you're like, what series is that?
I know,
it's Die Ranger. How do you not know? This set, the one Toku series I'm super obsessed with.
The one?
It actually is the main Toku
I realize
series.
it's the main, but dude, you got a pretty strong obsession.
But my brain wasn't connecting.
But I liked that they turned into Die Ranger when Inu was not there.
So they don't have the green. There's a very simple explanation for that.
But having watching them fight, the silver and gold fight, and then when they transform into mechs, And when they start combining, it's like locking him in a cage.
And he's still moving around getting angry.
Until he gets a tap on the...
That was pretty cool.
But actually the fight choreography for them, before the Robotaro, I was really impressed because, diving over the spear shaft and the coordination, that was really well done. The only thing that broke it was when they thrust with the spear, you saw it kind of bend back a little upon striking the target. Other than that, it's kind of like when in Jew Ranger, Geki and his brother are fighting and Dragon Ranger blocks a sword with his fist. It's just slight. The dagger was just a little too high.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that? Come on, that's kind of infamous.
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay,
I can't think of it offhand.
Pretty good. But we got to work on your Jew Ranger obsession.
I haven't watched Jew Ranger in about 3 years, so I'm overdue.
Come on, you got to go see the same.
But then I haven't watched Die Ranger in 2 years, so
you gotta watch
I'm slacking.
You got to watch the little girl die to a faucet again.
But overall, these 2 episodes continue to prove why Donbrothers
is the best Sentai series since Geki Ranger.
And it's not like one of those things like, oh my god, it's so good because Zenkaiger was so bad. Because I still enjoyed Zenkaiger.
I enjoyed the humor.
Yes, I enjoyed the humor, and I still think of it as Seinfeld.
And further, Gokaiger, I felt was really good.
Yes. So Donbrothers, just like Kira Major, they've stepped, every time a different showrunner does it, especially because this is Inoue, it's taking a new formula.
Inoue is on his A game with this show.
Yes.
Because even though the CGI was so cringy, I didn't even, I was like, ugh, okay, moved on.
Well, when Inoue was on all fours sniffing for Miho Natsume, that I remember elicited a ugh from you.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't mind. I'm okay. I've seen worse CG in my lifetime. It's called
Zenkaiger.
Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future.
Yes.
But I tell you true, because that was the very first time I saw CG, it scared the crap out of me as a kid.
That's fair.
Because it was you'd never seen anything like before.
But then again, I've watched reruns of reboots, and oh my god, I thought that CGI was innovative.
It was at the time.
At the time.
Oh, look at
but
Beast
watching it now, I'm like, oh my god. We have evolved.
Thankfully, Beast Wars story is still so well done that the CGI does not ruin it.
So was reboots until the very end.
I actually didn't care for a reboot until Enzo became an adult.
Well, that was towards the end. It's the My Two Bobs that really...
Oh, that sucked.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Donbrothers.
I still love that opening song.
Yeah, that is fun. I'm just wondering how much longer they can keep Black on the outside of the group. I mean, they've met, but they don't know.
But in a way...
Yeah, in a way?
In a way, not in a way.
Dang it.
With Jetman, Guy, the Black Ranger, or Jet Black, he was kind of on
Condor.
Black Condor, sure, shut up. He was on the fringes of the team...
Until episode 30.
Until, late into the series. So, in all honesty... I could see that happening here, too, because while Black Condor was around, how Eno Brother has been around, he wasn't part of the team.
Oh, one other thing I liked. During the manga episode, Haruka's facial expressions every time Sonoza ripped up or said, "This is bad."
He's like, "I'm in a slump." But then she also made a few that really won him over.
Yes.
So.
But yeah, her facial expressions were hilarious.
And then also when she's transported to the guy looking for peace and quiet, "I'm sick of chasing you."
But yeah, I like these episodes. They were great. Fun time all around.
Fun time, no alcohol required.
And as we've been recording for basically half a day.
Yes.
Let's see here. We had kind of fun with Ultraman Decker. At least with the one episode, and we skipped the 90% of the other. We had really good times with Revice, except mixed opinions on the most recent episode. That, at the time of this recording, the new episode has not hit America yet. And we had complete fun with Donbrothers.
Absolutely.
So we've been on an upward trend this day.
We have. Honestly, well, Decker is the weakest of the three.
You're the weakest thing. Goodbye.
We honestly have been having really solid Toku. Can't complain.
Yep.
So, Kamen Rider Gates, we're counting on you here. Don't break the flow.
Okay, anyway.
I thought he was about to go Psycho Killer on us.
Yeah.
So,
Like
what did you guys think of these episodes of Donbrothers? Let us know in the comments. Click like, subscribe, the bell notification, whatever else YouTube has you clicking on to support us. You can support me at Kaiju no Kami on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Patreon, Discord, and my website, Creativity by Design, LLC.com. There's a shop that you can go to buy cool Kaiju no Kami merchandise, Creativity by Design, LLC.com/shop. And then the link is in the description below to take you directly to it, especially if you're on a cell phone, because for some reason it doesn't come up on cell phones on the website properly. And then we've got Annoying Orange. And...
She's not Donald Trump.
Thank you.
You've got MLP Silver Quill on YouTube, Twitter, and DeviantArts. The YouTube also lists my Patreon and Ko-fi, so you can support me there. And if you do a search for After the Fact Silver Quill, I'll come up, but After the Fact alone will lead you to a news program. That does not star me. We're working on that. Also, if you happen to be in the Seattle Bellevue area, at the very end of August, the last weekend in August, I will be there for Everfree Northwest. So if you mind a Brony convention, come on by.
Yay!
Speaking of coffee, all you did saying that made me think of one of the Legacy of Kain games. During the end credits, you just randomly hear, "Coffee break!" With that said, until next time, bye.
Do we need to order coffee?